What's up, guys? You're listening to the Salescast. Psych, I'm just kidding. It's called a brand change, folks, and we're going through it right now. We used to do the Salescast. We no longer do the Salescast. It's been a long time since we've done the Salescast. All about sales, highly focused on sales, motivation, so on and so forth. But we're changing it up on you. I appreciate the long-time listeners if you're listening in to me just in general. I definitely appreciate you. But there's been a long gap in just this solo podcast talking about sales. And ultimately, over the last 2 years, me and producer Rob, we took some fucking time off. And Robbie had a kid. Okay, had 3-0, which is sweet. Yeah, got a new baby coming on the way, which is sweet. I have had a lot of change in my life, and which is super exciting. It's been 2 years of ups and downs, that's for sure. But now we're back. And we're back with something that I think you all are going to love and like. And that's going to be leaders lead and winners win. I'm going to break it down for you. The leaders lead part. We need leaders in this world more than ever. Specifically, folks in the workplace that are willing to lead, not only by example, but through the things that they say and following up on their word. And I believe that there's a lot of young leaders that don't know what they're doing right now. And through trials and tribulations in my short, almost decade in leadership, I want to share some leadership lessons and things that maybe that you're experiencing I can help along the way. That's the leaders lead part. The other part happens to be winners win. And guess what? I've been in sales for over a decade at this point. And ultimately, I've learned a lot along the way. I've made a lot of mistakes, and I want to share some things with you that ultimately will help. Also, I want to help motivate and inspire. It's what I love to do, and you'll get a little bit of that. We're going to have people that come on, just like the Salescast, if you remember that. We're going to have a lot of inspiring folks, great sales people, great sales leaders come on the show and ultimately help and help you in your journey, which is super exciting. So without further ado, welcome to Leaders Lead and Winners Win. I'll be your host. My name is Cody Adams. And look, we're here to help. That's what we do. All right. So the first episode, which is what this is, welcome in. I wanted to talk a little bit about why I got into leadership, because truth be told, being a self-starter, being a lone producer, so to speak, and not really having to worry about the whole team or the company and just producing for yourself, an individual, so to speak, it's pretty easy to do. And most of you probably are in that spot when it comes to sales or being in your sales career. And it's great and it's fulfilling, helping clients and so on and so forth and making racks, bro. Those things are sweet, no doubt. But there was something in me that called me to leadership. And I really want to go over those four things that got me into leadership. The first thing, in my opinion, is CEO. I knew that when I was at my old organization, I'm not there any longer, that I wanted to start my own company. And one thing that I knew about running a team or being a leader in general is that when you're creating a team or when you're creating a region of folks, or when you're creating something, you have to do everything that the CEO does, from hiring and firing, to creating a logo, to talking and plugging sales, to motivating and inspiring people, I can go on and on and on. You wear so many different hats. And if you're going to wear that many hats now while you're an entrepreneur, meaning working for the man, then why not get the experience needed and get all the accolades and get free training now, because you know damn well that you're going to leave. And that's what I kept telling myself. Hey, I'm going to learn all this stuff for free. I'm going to do all these things for free. I'm going to go through the trials and tribulations, ultimately with a name behind my back and with something to fall back on. And ultimately, thinking about me leaving that organization and doing my own thing and learning along the way. So I wanted to get into leadership so I can learn how to be an entrepreneur and to be a CEO of a company. And now I'm here, and that's exciting. That's number one. Number two is legacy. I want a damn motorcade full of people at my funeral. I want to impact a lot of folks through my journey and the things that I've been through. I've been through a lot in my short 31 years at this time. That's how old I am now. And I want to impact as many people as I possibly can through the journey that I've taken. The good, the bad, the ugly, so on and so forth. And I want to impact people. I mean, that's it. I want to leave this place better than I found it. I want to leave this place better than I found it. I want to leave this place better than I found it. I truly do. It means a lot to me. Even picking up trash on the way in, even to this podcast that I'm recording right now, there's a piece of trash on the ground. I want to leave it better than I found it. That's truly what I'm here to do. And it's definitely something that's my calling. So there's that. The other thing that I think about is to give back. And look, I stand before you. I'm actually sitting right now. It's on YouTube and on Instagram and Facebook or whatever. But the internet. I sit before you. I stand before you. I'm on this podcast before you while you're driving, while you're at the gym, wherever you're listening. And I'm only here because of the people that I surrounded myself with over the last decade. From great friends that are leaders, not only leaders with their family, but leaders in the community, and leaders just, at the companies that they either own or are a part of. I have sat in so many incredible rooms with folks that I admire and that I look up to. And I was the person for the first couple years in leadership that just sat back and listened. And that's not because I felt an imposter syndrome or whatever the case is, or I didn't have anything to say. Honestly, I just wanted to learn. We have 2 ears and one mouth, and we might as well listen to folks that have been through things, kind of like you're listening to me now, for whatever reason you're listening to me. So I want to give back. And I've also saw a lot of things that leaders shouldn't do. Real talk, right? So there's two sides to it. You can learn from everybody. It doesn't matter who you are, what you've done, how badass you think you are, or how early you are in your career, or somewhere in the middle and you're stagnant, whatever the case is. You can learn from everybody. The people at the top and the people that aren't doing so hot. I've learned from the people at the top. I've got to sit in rooms. I've learned things, the things that are spitting out of my mouth, the things that ultimately I'm reciprocating from them. It's called osmosis, right? You learn from somebody, you model and modify it, and you give it to somebody else. And that's what I do. You put your own twist on it. The other side of that, which I've alluded to, is learning from somebody else. You see a lot of leaders that make a lot of mistakes. I have. I'm sure people have learned from those. But I've also seen a lot of leaders or people that thought they were leaders make mistakes. And I'll tell you, I finally learned what not to do just as much as I learned what to do. So I want to give back to the people that are just starting on their career, just like those folks gave to me. It means a lot to me to give back. I'm not doing this for any monetary value to do these podcasts, or I'm not doing Conversion Academy with a good friend of mine, Alex Machuca. I'm not, any of this stuff that I'm doing, the stuff on my reels, on my Instagram, whatever it is, Cody's Corner, all that stuff. I just want to give back, because the more things that I can give back, the better, in my opinion. So there's that. That's number 3. And last, but certainly not least, probably number 1, to be candid. God, I haven't said candid in a while, producer Rob. It's been a bit. Candid. Say that a lot. Is family. Look, my pops is not a good leader and is not a good dad. And I love him to death, but he gave me, his way of showing his love was giving me things and money. And I believe when you are starting a family, or you are a part of a family, the head of a household, you have to be a good leader. And I learned what not to do from him, with all due respect. But I've also learned what to do from my older brother. I've learned what to do from great guys like Rob with his kid leading his family, or Tyler, or so many other folks in my circle, my small circle. I've learned from them on what to do, being a great father. And family means a lot to me, and my future family means a lot to me. So the reason why I'm in leadership right now, amongst those other 3 things that I just listed, is for my future family. It's to be a great dad. It is to lead my family in trials and tribulations, in ups and downs, in sickness and in health, to make sure that ultimately my kids moving forward, my wife moving forward, and the people that my mom, my dad, that my brother, so on and so forth, have an incredible life. And who knows? Maybe my 5th is maybe we go into office and we run for mayor of Phoenix. I'm just kidding. But those are the reasons that I got into leadership. And I wanted to share that on the first episode because I don't think I've shared that before. Not to that depth, that's for sure. I've shared a lot in public settings at my old company or with friends and family and so on and so forth. But I want to share that. And look, we're all writing the chapters in our leadership journey. If you're listening to this in our sales journey, and this is just, a little piece of the reasons why I do it. And I challenge you as you listen to this to ultimately think about why you are in the leadership path if you are a leader, whether that be a leader in the community, whether that be a leader at your sales company, whether that be a leader with your family. I challenge you to really get deep on your why and think about the reasons why you love being a leader or you are a leader. It's important to do so because why? Well, you'll be more empathetic to situations. You'll be more consistent with situations. You'll be more authentic with situations. And I think that you'll be better for it. So get close with your why. That's my why. Welcome to Leaders Lead, Winners Win. We appreciate you listening. And do me a favor, share the fucking show. If you see this, share it. It's the right thing to do, as we always say. All right, we'll see you.